The Lib Dems are very keen to point out the wider messages from the result here, but as we know, by-election results don't necessarily translate into wider political results. And the contest here was a particular one. The Conservatives themselves did not put up a candidate, neither did the Greens. And I'm joined now by Jonathan Bartley from the Green Party. Now, you supported the Lib Dem candidate as she was, MP as she now is, Sarah Olney. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, actually, what we said was people should vote for the positive candidate of hope, whoever they felt that was. And I think we're reaching a time where we needed to make a very clear statement against the regressive alliance of Conservatives and UKIP. And that's a win against the regressive alliance, but it's also a win, I think, for a new politics of hope, a new way of doing politics. We've shown that parties can put aside their tribalism, and under our broken first past the post system, where it ends up often, as it was in this election, being the choice between two candidates, people want the opportunity to express how they feel and to channel their feelings at this time through a by-election. And I think it's a very interesting model, isn't it, for the future, if we can get parties working together and saying, we have things that are in common, we have things that we can stand together on, and we can work together to make those things happen.
You're saying it's a model for the future, so perhaps we should be looking for some sort of pact between the Greens and the Lib Dems and maybe a few others.
Well, I think it's an interesting point to raise. We would have to be done locally. Parties, as happened here in Richmond, would have to agree that that's what they wanted to do. There'd have to be agreement at the higher levels between party leaders to bring about what they want to bring about. And that would be, I think, electoral reform. It is about changing the system, because if we change people's lives, we do need to change the system.
This by-election result, though, is not going to change people's lives necessarily. It's not even necessarily going to change the course of the Brexit process. Don't you have to accept that this is a particular result in a particular constituency which has a very pro-European electorate, and that is not necessarily representative of the whole of the country?
Of course, it's representative of what's going on here at the local level. By-elections often are, but it's also clearly indicative about what's happening right across the country. And I think we heard a very, very loud cry in the referendum. Everyone agrees about taking back control, a feeling that people weren't being heard, that their voices weren't being listened to. And here in this constituency, a very, very clear signal has been sent to government that people haven't been listened to, that what Brexit looks like hasn't been made clear. People feel they weren't given all the facts during the referendum process. And when parties can find that common ground, that common agreement, of course we should work together. Why wouldn't we? That is real life. Few people think that the whole world is just divided up neatly into 2 or 3 different options. People believe that you can work together, you can have a post-tribal politics which really works for everyone.
Jonathan Bartley, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And yes, the Lib Dems clearly do have a spring in their step, and clearly what it has done is given them a bit of recognition, a chance to put their case across on the media, and that in itself will be quite valuable for Tim Farron and his party as they try to draw wider conclusions from this. But it is one by-election in one constituency. We've got another one next week, though. That's it for now for Richmond.
OK, Carol, thank you very much. Carol Walker there talking about Sarah Olney's victory in Richmond Park.